Good morning, everyone. How's everybody this morning? Happy Monday. Oh, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Well, that's our week for the. That's going to be our week. It's a 3-day work week for us. Hey, Ron, Alexander. Hey, Jeff, how you doing? Glad you got in the room. You messaged me, brother, but it was midnight. I was sleeping. Sorry about that. What's up, Alexander? Okay, you have to forgive me, guys. I've got this flu, and I was pretty much useless all weekend. So I might repeat myself a few times. I've had some cold medicine. Okay, just kidding, just kidding. Oh, I guess you guys are all too young to remember the movie Stripes when Bill Murray's driving this cab and the lady in the back's freaking out and he's like, "Nah, maybe I shouldn't have drank all this cold medicine." Just kidding, just kidding. Please do not abuse cold medicine. I'm just joking. I was raised in the 70s, so we laughed at everything. See, I'm a little behind here. Okay, let's go take a look and see what the cat dragged in for order flow. Okay, where are we here? Hey, oh, what's going on? So, as you can see, our overnight inventory is 100% long. Okay, every single trade is above Friday's close. Something I was kind of afraid of. I don't know where Raj is this morning. He's probably driving back. Hey Dash, what's going on? Mikey, what's up? Staying out of trouble? Oh, I look much younger. Oh man. Yeah, still an inside day. Now, some of you guys call that a gap. I have done videos and sessions and excuse me, and I have links to the CME opening auction website, all that stuff. Basically, what happens is the size traders in the opening auction come in and they put their orders in, and when those orders go in, the market finds its what they call its indicated opening price. Hey, Ryan34, how you doing? Hey, Phil, what's going on? So that means the market opens higher than the close. You guys sometimes call that a gap. Um, And so we've got this really sort of perfect profile. Excess on top, excess on the bottom. thick in the middle, boy, as they say in Liverpool. And they spell boy BWOY. Yeah, so it's a distribution profile. Yeah, Peter Resnicek would probably call this a tattoo profile. He says if you got a profile tattooed on you, that's what it would look like. I don't know. I guess it's a preference thing. But yeah, it's just pure distribution. Not much going on. Now, normally, in normal times, and these are the times when we used to ride horses to work and, you know, have shootouts at the OK Corral, um, this is a very quiet week. Okay. This is a week where the people who actually made money this year, they've gotten their wire transfers or they've made so much money that they don't need a wire transfer. Those people, I mean, we would always have our wires. We'd sell stock in September, October, November. We clean up everything. If you're working with a good crew, you all have your wires. You know, you got your whatever, you know, they'd pay you plus, you know, they'd give you a little Christmas bonus. You'd always get stock certificates in the mail. You know, here's 50 grand, happy Christmas, kid. You know, Merry Christmas. And they'd give you 50 grand worth of stock just for like a Christmas stocking stuffer. And you know, you get your wire out. You know, you get whatever you get. You know, 400 grand, 500 grand, whatever you made on the deal, $1 million, whatever, and you'd be done. And you really wouldn't do anything until around Christmas time. Now there are some people who run deals at Christmas. That's also a good thing to do because it's people are spending money, so they'll buy stock. But pretty much work is done. Now, in this market with these huge ranges and this massive weirdness going on, I want you guys to remember a couple of things. Now, I do these Globex videos not just for trades because, as you can see, there's nothing going on right here, right? This is like two old men arguing about politics. There is absolutely nothing going on here. All right? This is two old men arguing about politics. That's that chart pattern, right? You guys have your patterns. This is my chart pattern. That means don't trade it, right? It's just not, there's no money to be made here. So I'm going to talk about a little bit. Oh man, I think the cold bed is starting to kick in. Okay, what I'm going to talk about is agenda. Okay, so you have the end of the month on Wednesday. Then you have the last month of trading for the year, right? So what does that mean? It means that there is an agenda of people who actually have money. So there's a Fed meeting, right? And there's also contract rollover, right? There's also contract rollover. So when was the last time we rolled over a contract and the number was lower? I'll wait. You know, I'll wait. I'll wait for the answer, as Cat Williams would say. We haven't. Exactly. So if you go now and you start looking at the new contract, right, which is, let me just open up my other Sierra chart. See, I'm not even trading. I don't even have my linked account chart book open here. Let's open another instance here. So the Z contract, which we're in now, is 66.53, right? Now, if I take that and I roll that forward, it'll be the H26. And that contract is already trading now. It's only traded 232 contracts, okay? But it is trading at 67.08. Hey, Raj, there you are. So remember that, right? The forward contract that we're going to be rolling into on in the middle of December is 67.08 and we're trading 66.53. So it's a good 50 points, right? There's a good 50 points up. So there is a large amount of short covering that will take place going into that contract rollover. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, it's usually 50 points. It's like ridiculously quite a bit higher. So remember that, and we have a Federal Reserve meeting. I have no bloody clue what's going to happen in a Federal Reserve meeting. And I wrote in the JJ commentary section, those in the room, I hope you guys are reading this stuff because it is a culmination of 34 years of blood, sweat, tears, about 14 or 15 dead friends and colleagues, and just I put all of that into it. You hope you guys, if you guys are serious about trading and you want to actually do this for a living, if you're not reading this stuff, because it's actually actionable and it's actually practical, other than all the other crap you're reading out there on the internet. We got month end, we got a 4-day weekend, we have contract rollover, right? So with all of that information coming to you as a retail trader, right? How do you deal with this? How do you execute a business plan successfully? That's what a trade is, right? You have to stick to the information on the chart that's giving you an indication of the transactions that are going on in the business. Don't look at anything else. Look at the chart. Shut out the news. Shut out the guy who pretends he knows everything, even if he's wearing an ascot on CNBC and saying, "I say, old chap." Don't listen to those people. Watch the chart, do your own work, and then wait for your trade. Okay, size down in markets that are unpredictable. That's common sense, right? You got to sometimes, you can't, you have to have common sense in business. If you don't have common sense, you should go do something else. It's really simple, right? If you don't have any common sense, don't trade because you just lose all your money. Oh, we found a bid. So size down, take only the A plus setups. What's an A plus setup? An A plus setup is not the trade. The A plus setup is you. That's what a lot of people don't realize, and that's what I realized this weekend. While the cold medicine was doing a number on me, I had an epiphany. The trade setup is you. You are the A plus trade setup. Do you guys know that? Look at for the upper stops. If you're long 52 waiting for that breakout, the wholesalers are going to sell into this. There's a seller up here at 59. They just took that stop. You are the A plus setup. I want you to think about that. What does that mean, JJ? Well, it means have you done the work to qualify that setup as an A plus setup? What is an A plus setup for me might not be an A plus setup for you because you haven't developed the skill set. And that's not being rude. That just means you haven't done the amount of time that I've done on that particular trade setup. You haven't tested it. You haven't tested the nuances of it, right? So you don't know anything about it. It's like dating someone you don't even know and you think that she likes fish and she's allergic to fish. You give her some salmon and next thing you know, you're at the hospital. Right? You are the A plus setup. Have you put in the work? Then it's an A plus setup. If you haven't put in the work, you just throwing darts at a board. I could talk about the look below and fail trade all day, all the nuances of it. If you don't know what the nuances of it are, then you're getting stopped out a lot more than you're making money. This is a job of repetition. What you're doing is you're repeating a certain business strategy. That's what execution is. That strategy is based on what you see coming into the market. And you have to adapt that strategy to the order flow, the pace, the volatility, the the liquidity on each side of every tick. If the DOM is thin and you're trying to trade size, you'll those algos will see you coming from a mile away, right? It's like a 380-pound offensive lineman trying to sneak up on somebody. Even if he tiptoes, right? They're going to see you coming. Your A plus setup is yourself, folks. Have you done the work? Have you traded this setup at least 1,000 times? Can you tell when to take it, when not to take it, the nuances in the trading? Have you stocked that setup? Are you ready for it? Do you know automatically where to put your buy, where to put your stop, where you should be scaling out of that trade to know whether or not it's working? Do you know where your targets are? Can you do that automatically without thinking? Can you do that like breathing? Then it's an A plus setup. If you cannot, it is not an A plus setup. Just because it works for somebody who's done the work doesn't mean it's going to work for you until you do the work. That's a horrible thing to say to people on a Monday morning, but this is the world of trading. You have to be dialed in, Badir. You have to. You're right. That's very good self-awareness. And you have to be self-aware, and you cannot pat yourself on the back, go, I can trade and I'm great and everything like that. Don't do all that. Sit down and go, take some test trades. And if your test trades suck, that means you are not ready, right? That's why I tell people to do test trades, not to test the market, to test and see whether or not you actually know what the hell you're doing. Because why would you lose $500 when you could lose 50? But people are like, well, you're not going to make any money. You're not supposed to make money from testing the market. Every professional trader has known that for the last 300 years, right? Why would it change for you guys, right? Why would anything that's been going on for hundreds of years change for you guys? Just because they invented the computer chip. Looking for 63. Can we take out that B high? Let's see if 62.5 works as a level. Oh, come on. It's a moral imperative. Come on. Run that stop. You tease. Don't tease us here. See how they're selling into it at 62 and 3/4? Now they're going to bring some buyers. They ran that stop by one tick that brought in just a little bit of buying, and then they sold into it. See? That is a subtlety. So if you are a trader who is looking to buy a breakout, that's not what you want, right? If you were long at 59, 58, 60, you'd be selling here too. Because wouldn't you rather sell 62 3/4 than 61 3/4? Or even 62 half? I know I would. Don't ever trade off the cuff. It means you don't respect the money. Respect your money. Respect your capital. If you don't respect the capital, you're never going to be successful. Now, what's the agenda? The agenda is to move that point of control from 53.5 up here to 62. Right? We get some sucker to buy 600 contracts here. We can move that point of control up. No, 1,000. Gonna have to print about 1,000 at one of these ticks here. And if enough buyers come in, we will accept over 62.5. And we will shoot for that overnight high. Now, you say to me, JJ, you said don't trade this because it looks like people arguing, right? And I said, yeah, the only way to successfully trade that, because you don't know when it's going to break. So the only way to trade this, and I did videos on this, is to build a position. So if you were building a position here between 55 and 52, you'd use VWAP as your out, right? So that's your risk. You maybe buy 5 or 10 contracts here, and as soon as it goes, like you've got your sell orders out, right? You know that there are sellers here, here, and here. So if you had 5 contracts, you'd sell your first 3 on the way up, and then this last 2 you'd sell up here because that's your target. So that's how you trade that. When it's like this and it's holding VWAP, traders who have larger accounts can buy a little position here and then use the orders to tell whether or not that trade's going to work. I did not do that because, frankly, I'm not feeling that well. So I don't trade when I'm sick, because I respect the capital and I respect the capital that my clients have entrusted me with. So if I'm not feeling good, how could I, if it was your money, would you want somebody who's kind of half-assed, dialed in, trading your money? Is there anybody there? Hello? Is there anybody out there? Is my microphone on? Can you guys hear me? Is there a pulse? Okay, just checking, just checking. All right. Exactly, right? Tumbleweed, tumbleweed. Oh, goodness. Just checking, right? You never know. It's Monday morning, you know. It's Monday morning. I've been up since 4 in the morning, so I've already been up for 4 hours. Oh. Maybe I'm a little over caffeinated. I did 2 videos for you guys yesterday. One of them is how to execute. It's a bit long. And once again, just don't go through it. Please rewind it, watch it, make notes. So now they're going to try, they wholesale. Their agenda is to sell what they have here up here. So there will be a point where this market comes down. See how it came down to that white line and it stopped selling off and then just lifted for a second. Let's see if it holds that 59 level. There's a little position here. There's a little position here, here, and here, right? So we are in distribution of product which is priced under 59 and a quarter, right? We took the market up. We created demand. And we backfilled. You go back and you fill in that demand with supply until you find big buyers, and then you lift price. That's how you make a market. This allows you to distribute sizable amounts of ES contracts, leveraging people who are short under 59. right? Anyone who's short under 55, 57, 59, they're all bid to cover. Who do you think bought this? Those were the short sellers. Those are the shorts who realized, uh-oh, crap, I shorted under 52, I averaged up at 54, I sold a little at 56. Come on, we've all done it. Uh, let's go buy it back. Oh, crap, the offer's moving. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it's hovering, isn't it? Hovering is a good word. It's like a food delivery drone dispensing cookies, right? Cookies are priced at 54, we're selling them at 61. It's a good night, right? All this is a sales chart, folks. It's just a glorified sales chart. We create products that we hope that you guys are going to come and buy. ES, ODTE options. There's going to be something new next year. We're going to create some product and market the crap out of it so you guys come and buy it, right? Oh, there you go. Raj, you say cookies or cake, Raj shows up. So this is distribution. Oh, these are tough markets to trade as a scalper because they're a position trader market when it's really slow like this, and it's a real pain in the butt. If we have enough people trapped short, I want you guys to be careful about one thing. And what I want you to be careful about is if we get a double distribution in Globex. I don't have any, just something on the hair on the back of my neck is standing up. If we can't go and take out that overnight low, right? And God, I hate saying this, but Raja's crazy 45-degree angle, if that thing does not get broken in this overnight profile, we might get another distribution. Now, London's opening. Let's see if London can get down to that point of control at 53.5. Right? So we're coming into that zone. We're coming in. Let's see. Can I get a micro trade going here? Right? We're going to drop in right into that cost basis. And the perfect trade would be a look below and fail of 62 half back up, 52 half back to 55. I put in a 55.25 bid and I did not get hit. So let's see. Now it's coming in. It's dropping in. It's dropping in. I like for the look below and fail. Right? I like that look below and fail. Here we go. Yeah, there. Now it's looking below. London's got a seller. Oh, somebody really goosed it. Now let's see if it fails. Right? Give it a little time. Let them caramelize the onions. Still offering close to 52.5 and lower. Just want to give it some time. Let them clean out that VWAP level before I take the trade. I'll wait till the next candle opens. It might take a little bit of time because it's a slow night. There we go. Don't fall for that right away. Wait for the next candle. Wait for the next candle. I'd rather pay a little bit more and let them clean out the suckers in this level. Next candle is open. Now let's watch that candle and see if it can stay above VWAP. Watch the offer in 52.5. Don't be just too eager. Don't be too eager. Let them prove to you to go long. If not, step aside, right? No long for me yet. Right? You guys fight it out here. It was a nice inventory correction. It's searching for the bid. It's trying to find a large buyer. And they're tapping that market down. See how it's going back and forth over VWAP? Think about that like a carpet, like a vacuum cleaner. Now we know we have a seller up here, right? We know we have a seller right there. 53 3/4, there's a seller. So if we can clean that out, see, they poked its head out, but the seller came back, right? It's like Marty Meyerson. He's always on the offer, right? Just let that, you don't want to eat that just yet, right? Let them figure that out. If you're a short seller and you're shorting underneath VWAP, your stop is 54. Okay. So now the next trade I'm thinking of is look below and fail of 47.5. So that didn't happen. Okay, and that's cool, right? That tells me that the market's got a bit of a sizable seller that came in when London opened, right? Because, hey, why not? It's a two-sided market. Let's see if we can print 47.5. It did a look below and fail there before. Let's see if it does now. We are underneath cost basis. Just let it sell off. If you're a short seller and you're short under VWAP, I didn't call that trade out, but you should be putting some recovery bids in here, lookout bids to see if you can get filled. If you can't get filled, you should start taking the offer. Just small. You don't have to, whoa, maybe small. Yeah. There's going to be a seller at 50, right? So there's some bids down here. Let's see if they continue to come in or whether they see size, right? Once again, I'm looking for a look below and fail of 47.5. If I don't get it, that's okay. That's okay. There'll be other trades. Right. Now, if we can't print 47.5, but you got to give it some time, then we'll rotate back up. Right? Let this procedure, because now we have people who are trapped over 52 long, they're going to start puking if they already haven't. Watch the offer in 50 3/4. See, they're selling ahead. That's okay. Just let it clean out. Just relax. Let it clean out. Let the large traders do their job. See how that seller's still there? Boom, boom, boom. 3 candles in a row. Right? The top of those candles, that's where the sellers all come in and compete. Now I'm looking for my 47.5. Look below and fail. Yeah, see, if I had traded this, I wanted to buy this and put my stop there. I would have been stopped out already had I done the trade that I wanted to do. Right? Had I done the trade I wanted to do, I would have been stopped out. And my execution tonight or this morning is not that fast because I'm not allowed to take Advil cold and sinus anymore. See how this second candle can't take out 47? If you were scalp long 48, that'd be cool, but I wasn't fast enough. And I'd be selling here at 50 and a quarter if I was a 48 long on a couple of micros. If you're building a position, 47 and a half is your out. If you're building a position at the bottom of cost basis, because that's what seems that the wholesalers are doing. If we can't take out 47 and a half. There any margin? I haven't looked at my email. Were there any margin increases tonight? What do we have for news today? I'm very sorry. I've been bad. I'm not as prepared as I should have been. Nothing? Monday, nothing scheduled. Tuesday, lots of crap scheduled. Wednesday is month end and jobless claims. And Thursday is a holiday. Friday is a half day. So nobody's going to be doing anything on Friday. It's a 4-day weekend. You know, it's a 4-day weekend. And well deserved. So, all right, I picked up, where am I long? I picked up 3 contracts at 49 and a quarter. And I'm going to put some sell orders at 51 and a half and 51 and 3/4 and see if I can get taken at half. Out at a half, out at 3/4. Shall I try 51 and 3/4? Hey, I got taken. Right? Not the greatest trade in the world. I just wanted to see if my brain was working, you know? Now, if you bought some size under 50, spread out your orders 2 by 2 and let them come into the arc. Right? There's a seller at VWAP. Okay? Good, good, good. All right. Different types of trades. They're based on the same thing. Their sell orders get taken into this is the sequence of how a low works, right? First the shorts come in and cover. Then the wholesale longs go, hey, those idiots are buying. Let's buy on top of them. Then we come in and buy. And then the people who shorted here come in and try and cover, and that's what pushes the market up to 52.5. Same thing every time. It's always the same. It never changes. It never, ever, ever, ever changes. Right? So we found some bids at 47. Let's see if they hold through, maybe the next 20 minutes. You guys understand when I'm talking through a market what I'm looking at? That's what you should be focusing on. Right? Just really simple things. You know? Just really simple things. Just grab some cheap inventory and sell it. Sell it. You know, don't hold on to inventory. Don't hoard your contracts. Right? right? If you're past VWAP on the long, right? Take the money and run, as our friend would say in the song. Take the money and run. Nice cleanup, eh? Nice long. Nice long. Beautiful. Those who are long size under 50, get out now. Take those points, just a quick couple of grand. Take the day off. Right? They're filling up the trucks at the warehouse between 47 and 50. Stow away in the back of the truck. When the truck gets to 53, get the hell off the truck. Right? I'm trying that the reason I said do that for a couple of grand, I'm trying to inspire you guys. All you need to do is buy 10 contracts between 48 and 50 and sell them on the way up. Do that a couple of times. You don't need 30, 40, 50 point trades, right? All you need to do is just use that thing that sits on top of your neck. That's a beautiful rotation. Do you guys see the distribution? Distribution, back into accumulation, back into distribution. You see that? Ah, Tibby, thank you. All right. Ian was asking why I used this as a balance. Thank you for reminding me. Right? Well, it's because he thought, why doesn't JJ use the top of this candle? It's because this candle and this candle line up. So basically, I'm looking at a low and a high, and then you look above that high, you look above that low, and you go straight back to that high, and you go right back to that low. So I can confirm that the sellers are here, and the sellers stop selling here. That is my cost basis. That is the reason why. I know it sounds weird, but it works like a charm. And some of the balance zones I've had since 2020 still pretty much work to the tick. So the reason that you don't see it is because you haven't done it over and over again. Practice drawing balance zones. Do them on everything you see. 1-minute charts, 10-minute charts, equity charts, ES charts, gold charts. Practice drawing balance so you see it in your eye. It's like that game where when we were kids, you're driving and you see a yellow Volkswagen Beetle and you punch the guy next to you, punch bug yellow, right? Next thing you know, all you see are yellow beetles, right? So you get used to seeing balance, so your eyes pulled to it because you've trained your eye to see it. It's just repetition. There's nothing magical about it. Remember, we had that seller right here, huh? Where they sold before, they will sell again. It is the prophecy. See? They sold there before. They're selling there again. In fact, they're front running it this time. Very handy. These 1-minute candle charts, any candle chart will give you so much information. The poor candle chart has been taken and bastardized to the point where they're looking at formations and farm animals holding flags in parades and, all sorts of madness. But no way to trade it properly. Right? Now, why did we lift over that white line? Because the sellers who were there went, oh my God, a busload full of suckers is coming into the store. Let's raise price. Now can you visualize it? And we're right up to our distribution zone. Now, after this big move down and big move up, as Ryan says, we might even rip right through that 62 stop where the sellers were before. Let's see if we've got enough people trapped short Look at these big green candles, right? One big red candle from 60 all the way down to 58, or sorry, 52, right? This is a market which is controlled by speculators, okay? These are not nice people. They're sort of like highwaymen. They rob people on the road, okay? Right? We used to think of ourselves as pirates. Have you guys ever stolen order flow? Do you know what it means to steal order flow? You guys trade order flow. You want to know how you steal order flow? The market makers don't do it. We do it, right? The buy side guys do it. So, for example, if I know that somebody's got a stock deal and they're a little unsophisticated, right? And I know that they have really no experience in US markets. It used to happen a lot, Canadian promoters. That's 62 and a half, the seller's still there. So if I know how this works, I'll sit there and I'll call the wholesaler and I'll go, hey, just show me some bids on this deal, right? Because I know these guys are idiots, right? And they gave somebody a bunch of free stock. That's another thing, right? So I know there's supply. See how I know there's supply? So what I do is the guy will call me up and go, hey, JJ, I can pay the bid, the bid's $1, or say the bid's $2. I can pay the bid for 100,000 shares. And I'll go sold. And I'll sell him 100,000, right? I'll give him I'll give him 3 cents for the phone call, so he makes 3 grand on the trade, right? For the phone call. And now I'm short 97, 100,000 shares. Then I start hitting some bids. Well, these guys are looking to sell 100,000 shares. Somebody else just stole their order. They'll panic and they'll start hitting bids. I'm short 97. Oh, hell, I'll be able to cover it 40 cents on 100,000. Make a quick 20, 30 grand, right? In, out. We're like pirates. Now, you know people who trade order flow. How many guys do you know who have stolen order flow? That's a very common thing in the old days. Still happens. In penny stock circles, it's really easy to do. Except like Danny DeVito says, we steal from the rich and we give to the middle class. Went through 62 like a knife through butter. Nice. And now we've got that overnight high in our sights. We still haven't had enough time doing all of that up and down motion. We didn't move the POC, which means light volume is moving price. Hmm? Are you guys paying attention? This is how you interpret volume data. Okay? Point of control is here. After all that movement down and the movement back up, it's still there. That means the price is moving drastically on light volume, which means the order book is thin, which means there's good trading for you guys tonight, but it also means if you don't know what you're doing, be careful. Okay? December 19th. Thanks, Raj. Yeah. So there's a seller right there at the top. Do you see the top of these 3 candles? That's all you need to do. Just look for the top of the candles. You know where the sellers are competing. Doesn't matter if they're wicks. Who cares? Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. Seller is right there. Why would they sell there? Because they're competing. You're not the only seller. Can we get a print? Oh, a print and back down. See, that'll often happen. That's like a little stop run. But they sell into it, you see. Because the overnight high, they're front running the overnight high. Right? Nice work, Ren. Have a good one. Now take that $600 and don't spend it all on some fancy stereo. Yeah, be careful. Just for the next 3 days, if you're trading, just be a little smarter than the average bear. You know what I mean? Tiptoe in, tiptoe out. Don't let them know you're really there. You know, take what you can and give nothing back. That's our motto in this room. I stole it from that cheesy pirate movie, but it's true. Take what you can and give nothing back. You know, I was taught by people who, all different kinds of people, stock promoters, hedge fund people, people who own brokerage firms, market makers, like legitimate market makers. And then we had this, see, back in the old days, all those old stories you hear about market makers running stops and things like that, that came from a certain type of market maker. It was like the one guy sitting by himself or a two or three little man operation. And what they do is they would be like pirates. They were like pirates. They had worked at some firm and they had gotten let go. Coming back down. Let's see if 62 and a half holds. That's why I don't like to pre-buy. I don't like to have bids in. Right. I want to see if the next candle holds. Ooh, look at it did. I would have missed that trade if I was looking to go long at 63. That was a nice slingshot. A slingshot is a trading technique that we use when we encounter a seller. We bang that seller down, buy their stuff here, and then boom, when we rip it back up, it takes out 65 very, very easily. That's why we took out 63 because we slingshotted it. We pulled it all the way back and then whipped it all the way up. Right? And that does two things. That shakes out a lot of longs who would have sold in our face, right? So we buy their stuff much cheaper, right? We had longs in our face at 62. We buy that their position at 54 and sell it back to new longs at 64. See, it's a beautiful thing. Oh, excuse me. Sniffling like crazy. Alrighty, folks. Does anybody have any questions? See if we could take out that overnight high. That'll be a nice little stop run if they don't dump into it. There is inventory above us, right? So it's going to be a very interesting month. I've never had a month end where we've had two 240-point rotations in a day. uh, kind of back to back. Oh boy, what a business. Yeah, these algos. I remember when they started using algos in 2016, 2017. It was very hard to trade because there was no natural rhythm in the market. And it was frustrating. I took 3 months and I just sat. I didn't trade. It's like I just couldn't. Every trade I took, I got stopped out on. So I told my client, I said, listen, I told her I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not going to blow up your cash. And you're like, she's like, oh, you're the first one who ever said that to me. It's like, so I sat and I said, I'm going to watch. It might take a while before I figure this out. And I sat and I watched the markets for 3 months. You know, watched and made notes, rewound charts. Jesus, it was horrible until I figured it out. I figured out that, oh, okay, it's electronic execution. They're doing this and this and this. And then I adapted. But boy, it was not easy. And then in the first Trump presidency, oh my God, the algos were crazy. It's like they didn't have any shock absorbers. So now let's see if we stay over that old overnight high. But now they've perfected these algos. They're very tradable. It's just beautiful. Sometimes the trading is just so smooth in this market because of the precision of how these guys and ladies have written these algos. It's just amazing. That was a quick look below and fail of 62. I missed that, man. That was like a total lookout block where the quarterback just gets pancaked. Yeah, that's why I didn't trade. I just sat and watched because, frankly, I was coming off a heart attack and a quintuple bypass. So I was broke myself. One of my clients threw me a lifesaver, trade my account, and make some money. And so that's what I was doing. But I said, listen, I'm not going to lose money for you. It's just I have a moral, you know, I have a moral. It's just against my morals to lose money because of stupidity of not knowing what's going on. So I'll just sit and watch. And then I'll talk to other traders. Oh, I got killed doing this. Okay, I won't do that. I'm one of those rare people when it comes to finance who actually listens to other people. If they say don't do this, I'm like, okay, don't do this. I lost 400 grand. Enough said. I don't need to go and prove it myself by losing the same amount of money, right? Especially that's not mine. No, thank you. See how we're coming right back to that 66, 65 cost basis? And the offer's lifting. Now, if we get a larger seller in here, we'll drop 65 down to the 63s, right? But there's a serious bid at 63 because that 1 minute candle, what do you guys call that? A wick or something like that? It just dipped its toe underneath the pool and then bing, right back up. Yeah, Pax is a good guy. He's lucky. He's got a good family. I was doing this all by myself with a family that didn't really like me, so it helps. Watch these areas as this thing pulls up, right? This area here at 63 because that's where the shorts are trapped underneath. Eh? That's why M period hasn't taken out that low. That's why I left that stop there. Because at this stop, that's where the shorts are trapped. So the bids will be there and they front run 63. The old overnight high is here. Watch if we get over that. Be careful if we accept over 67, okay? On the short side. And I will see you folks at 9 a.m. For my folks in the coaching class, I'm still not 100%. I'll reach out to you individually. But I should be back in normal form tomorrow. Thanks everyone. Stay out of trouble, right? Remember, be sharp, okay? Be sharp out there. Bye for now.